We need justice for Alexander Volkov. He got brutally robbed last weekend at the UFC 310 event. It's ridiculous. These fucking judges are terrible. They don't know what they're judging. And also, the fight stats are terrible as well. Putting Cyril Gane ahead of Volkov is ridiculous in round two. First of all, the first round, the second, and the third round are pretty clear. First round goes to Cyril Gane, third round goes to Volkov. The second round is really what's in question here, you know? And if you really watch the second round, Volkov lands the more effective strikes as well. He lands slightly more strikes than Cyril Gane in the fight. I don't know where they get the numbers from. Like, I'll see him flash them up on the screen in the middle of the fight, and I'm like, what are we looking at? That's not the fucking stats of the fight, you know? That's not what I'm watching. But Volkov, the second round, Volkov lands a spinning back fist that rocks Cyril Gane. That was probably one of the best strikes of the fight, probably the best strike of the fight. He was hitting him with head kicks, partially landing. You know, he was hitting him with heavy strikes that mean a lot. You know, and Cyril Gane's just throwing tapping strikes. You know, the round was close in strikes, but Volkov was landing the more harder shots. He was landing the cleaner shots. And also, he had a sub attempt in the round when he went for the guillotine. You know, I don't know how they got this round wrong. You know, that judge, I don't know, something Bird, that fucking dumb bitch, bro. She fucking judged the Triple G and Canelo fight, the first fight, and she gave Canelo 118 to 110 in that fight against Triple G. Which is why I don't know how this woman has another job judging. I don't know how she gets jobs judging, you know? It's ridiculous. Like, how are we looking at her judge these fights and say, yeah, we should put her on a UFC card. Yeah, we should let her keep judging. You know, these judges are fucking terrible. Like, you know, they don't know the criteria. They don't know what they're watching. You know, and the stats are these people pulling out stats. Like, these stats are not fucking correct at all. And people on Instagram and Twitter will pull these out and like, look at the stats. Cyril Gane obviously won. The stats don't mean anything, first of all. It's round by round scoring. You know? It's round by round scoring. Volkov won 2-1 in the fight. So I don't know why people bring up just stats when that's not the whole fight, and it's not round by round stats. You know? And that doesn't even like entail what's going on in the fight and like who's hitting him with better shots as well. You know? It's ridiculous. He robbed Alexander Volkov. He was on a good run. He just schooled Sergey Pavlovich. Schooled him. You know, he was improving every fight, you know. He was on a run, and they just completely just ruined his his momentum by robbing him. This is ridiculous. It was very obvious who won this fight, even though it was a very close fight. It was pretty obvious just watching the fight. You could tell who won the fight, you know. I don't know how these judges mess it up this badly. I don't know. Like, we need to get like fans on at this point to judge fights or something. Fucking bring up Helen Keller. She'll do even better than these fucking UFC judges I'm seeing. You know? It's ridiculous. It's almost every card just a brutal fucking robbery. It's terrible. Alexander Volkov has worked so hard to get to this position again, and he just gets robbed. You know? He looked great in the fight. And again, yeah, it was a close fight, but everyone knew who won that fight. You know, I said this in my Mario Batista video. These judges need to be replaced. We need to get new judges. The commission needs to appoint new ones, because these ones don't know what they're watching. They don't know the criteria. They need to go through like a class or something, or like sit through something, watching and seeing and learning what the fucking criteria is, because they obviously don't know what the criteria is. After the fight, Dana White went up to Volkov. He told him he got fucked by the judges. You know? It was a really bad decision. When Dana's coming up to you and telling you got fucked by the judges, like, you just know. It's ridiculous. Like I said in my Mario Batista video, though, like I was saying, we need to appoint new judges. It's getting so ridiculous at this point. You know, this sport's going to be turning into boxing. And where does Volkov even go from here, you know? Like, he could have got a rematch with Tom Aspinall after that fight against Cyril Gane. He could have maybe been next if John and Aspinall fought, you know? Now he's going to have to keep fighting these contenders after he just got on a good streak and was doing great, and he beat Cyril Gane, but the judges want to give it to Cyril Gane, you know? It's ridiculous. Again, I don't know how that lady has a job judging still. It's fucking ridiculous. There's plenty other judges as well that need to go. You know, I think Dana White should be looking into this, looking into getting new judges appointed for by the commission, you know? It's ridiculous. But hopefully, whatever comes out of this, if it's either like Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall, that's the only fight I could really see happening next. To be honest, again, I don't see Jones fighting Tom Aspinall, but hopefully Tom Aspinall and John Jones happens, and then either one of them wins. If John Jones wins, he'll probably fight Alex Pereira, and if Tom Aspinall wins, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane would be a decent fight. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. Next fight I wanted to talk about, Shavkat versus Ian Garry. Shavkat apparently coming off an injury. A lot of fighters say that after they had a stinky performance. So I don't really like to buy into that all the time. Even like Chandler was making excuses last time when he lost to Oliveira at the last event. But even though Shavkat, he might not have been injured, he was out for a long time with injury. So he's probably a little rusty. Ian Garry's game, though. He impressed a lot of people out there. Great striking on the feet. Shavkat had to push him up against the fence, hold him there. Couldn't really get the takedowns on him. He wasn't really going for any of them in the first 3 rounds, Wasn't really going for takedowns, was just striking with Ian Garry. Shavkat looked decent in the striking in the first couple rounds, but then Ian Garry started catching up to him, and Shavkat had to start shooting takedowns, pushing him up against the fence. Ian Garry almost got him in the guillotine in the 4th round, I believe it was. Was it? No, it was the 5th round. It was the 5th round. Ian Garry almost choked out Shavkat. Shavkat managed to escape the submission. Almost got a rear naked choke on him. It was crazy in the 5th round, but Shavkat pretty much controlled the fight, mostly the whole fight. It was a decent performance by Shavkat, but not what we're used to seeing. Didn't get the finish, lost his 100% finishing rate, which is tough. But I think when he fights Bilal, that's definitely going to be the fight next. I think he won't look as rusty as he did in that fight. I don't think he'll look as bad on the feet as he did in this fight. Bilal's not Ian Garry on the feet. I think we'll see a lot of takedown defense from Shavkat in that fight. I think Bilal's going to try to take him down. After seeing Ian Garry scramble into the back position against Shavkat, I think that's what we're going to be seeing in that fight. And I think Shavkat's going to do work on the feet in that fight, and I think he's going to get that done by TKO, probably in the 3rd round. I think it'll go on a little bit, but then Shavkat will get him in the 3rd. But Ian Garry looked great out there, Gained a lot of fans with that performance. Didn't get finished by Shavkat. That's a plus. Broke his 100% finishing rate. Looked good on the feet in the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th, but just couldn't really get it done. Kept getting held up against the cage in the 4th and 5th. Shavkat got a couple takedowns, but not much. But it was a good fight. Ian Garry gained a lot of fans with that one. I can't wait to see what he does next. He surprised me with that performance. So, respect to Ian Garry for that performance. I just want to see the next fight with Shavkat and Bilal. I want to see Shavkat destroy Bilal. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully we don't see another mid-performance from Shavkat in that fight. But next fight, Pantoja versus Asakura. Not really anything of a fight. Asakura hit him with the flying knee right the first thing in the 1st round. Pantoja just ate it. I didn't think that Pantoja's chin would be holding up as well as it is, because he's been in a couple wars in his last couple fights, but, he keeps eating them. His chin is literally, he should be in with a conversation for the best chin in the UFC, to be honest. Him and Marvin. Max is not really in that conversation right now anymore since he got knocked out, but he has a chin. Alexander Pantoja has a chin on him, Ate a couple big shots from Kai Asakura. In the 2nd round, obviously he choked Kai out. It's getting ridiculous in this flyweight division. I already made a video about this division. It's getting dead. There's not really a lot of people for Pantoja to fight anymore. It's getting ridiculous out here. It's getting fucking turned into a no man's land. But Kai Asakura, there's a couple fights in the division that'll be fun fights for him. It's like Kai Kara France. A rematch against Manel Cap. That'd be a cool fight. But I can't wait to see what he does next. Hopefully he doesn't fight a grappler again, and hopefully we can see him in the stand-up against someone good in the stand-up as well. Again, like Kai Kara France, that'd be a fun fight. But there's not really anything for Pantoja. He called out Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson said he's not coming out of retirement. I doubt he fights him or comes to the UFC again, which sucks. I would like to see that fight. That'd be a great fight. That'd be a big fight, you know. Probably do a lot of numbers considering that this is the flyweight division. It's not really the focal point of the UFC right now, you know. But I think that would be a great fight and a huge fight for the UFC. But it's looking like we're not gonna get that. So probably the next fight, hopefully, is the Figueiredo, the Davidson Figueiredo rematch. Would be a good fight. You know, Figgy just lost to Piotr Jan. You know, there's not really much left in the flyweight division. They're gonna have to be fucking looking for scraps. You know, so it's probably gonna be Figueiredo next. You know, I see people calling for that fight. You know, it kind of makes sense, but kind of doesn't. You know, it's considering that Figgy just lost his last fight. But, like, really, what else is there for Pantoja? You know, he'd beaten almost everyone. You know, if they didn't cut Mokaev, we probably would have got Mokaev versus Pantoja. But we don't have, like, a fresh fight. You know, he's already beaten Kai Kara France. So we'll just have to see what's next for both of these guys. Can't wait to see Kai Asakura's next fight. He's an entertaining guy, you know. He has good power in his hands. Can't wait to see him. There's a lot of fun fights for him in this division, so we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully they find something for Alexandre Pantoja. There's, again, not a lot in the division, but hopefully it's the Figgy fight, or it might be the Kai Kara France fight. So we'll just have to wait and see what it is. I don't think he'll be staying out for too long. I'm just saying that he didn't take a lot of damage in this fight, so we'll probably get another fight in about 4 months, 5 months. So we'll just have to see. But that's pretty much going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, share the video. You know, we're almost to 100 subscribers. Very thankful for every single one of you that have subscribed, liked the video, done anything to support the channel, you know. Thank you guys so much. But I'm going to start doing, I'm trying to do couple more content, some more content, but I'm getting busy with work and shit like that. But we'll see what happens. I'll probably make a couple like top 5 videos and stuff. There's going to be a break after this Colby Covington Buckley card, so I'm just going to try to do some bunch of random content like top 5s. Might do some tier lists or something. So let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll start making that shit. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.